Every year, more than 600,000 people go missing in the United States. I'm Kara Robinson Chamberlain, and in 2002, I was one of those victims.
Kara Robinson Chamberlain, kidnapping survivor who endured an unimaginable nightmare.
At just 15 years old, Kara was abducted by a serial killer.
Assaulted and tortured for 18 hours, but somehow she managed to escape.
I was kidnapped at gunpoint from my best friend's front yard. I allowed him to enter my personal space. That was the opportunity that he needed to kidnap me at gunpoint and take me to his apartment, hold me there, and sexually assault me for 18 hours.
When you were in that situation, you were 15 years old. Why didn't you give up?
There's this part of me that was like, he's not going to get the best of me. I want him to realize when I'm escaping from him that he didn't keep me down, he didn't break me, and that he was outsmarted by a 15-year-old.
Now Kara is drawing on her experience as a kidnapping survivor to help others, bringing a survivor's perspective to Hulu's new series, Somebody Knows Something, featuring stories just like Kara's.
This is a show where we are covering some of the most infamous cases, some of the most mysterious cases that have captured the internet's attention for years and that remain unsolved.
Kara has been a victims advocate for 23 years, a law enforcement professional who supports victims of crime, abuse, or other traumas. Her kidnapping dramatized in a documentary on Oxygen, Escaping Captivity, the Kara Robinson story.
I didn't look back, not for a second. I just ran. I kept thinking, he's gonna wake up, he's gonna look out the window, he's gonna pick up the gun, and he's gonna shoot me in the back.
Even made into a fictionalized TV series on Lifetime, The Girl Who Escaped.
Number 4.
You're sure?
Number 4.
In 2002, 15-year-old Kara was living in South Carolina when she was abducted. Take me back to June 2002 and 18 hours of your life.
Man pulled into the driveway, and I did what many people do, which is that I noticed something that felt weird, and I made an excuse for it. I thought, this is weird that this guy just pulled in. I noticed him driving out of the neighborhood, and now here he is again. And I'm sure maybe he knows my friend's mom or something.
Kara had been handcuffed to a bed, but managed to twist her way free and escape. Throughout her ordeal, she found the strength to recall details that helped identify her captor.
I was looking around his apartment, just memorizing the layout, the animals, trying to gather information from him. Found out that he was in the Navy, knew who his doctor was and his dentist from magnets on his refrigerator. When I did escape, it was my purpose to give law enforcement all of this information that I had gathered and memorized from his apartment that helped to identify him, helped to lead them back to his apartment where he had gone on the run.
Richard Mark Ivanitz, charged with the Monday kidnapping and rape of a 15-year-old girl in South Carolina, didn't want to get caught. The 38-year-old escaped to Florida, where after a standoff with police in Sarasota, Ivanitz shot himself in the head.
According to investigators, DNA would later link him to 3 unsolved child murders. What is it you think that you bring uniquely, this subject matter, these kinds of stories?
I function as a victim's advocate on set for these families who have been through something difficult. So I also am going to bring my own perspective and my own experience and knowing what it feels like to be at the center of these stories.
Tell me about the first episode, Sabrina Eisenberg, 1997.
Yeah, Sabrina Eisenberg in 1997, she's a 5-month-old baby, and her mom wakes up in the morning and sees that the door to her garage is ajar and thinks that's weird, goes into the baby's room.
We went to bed midnight, 1 o'clock, something like that, and then woke up the next morning hearing Marlene scream. Sabrina's missing. Sabrina's not here.
Tell me your perspective.
I remember walking across my living room to go wake William, and seeing my door to the house open and then looking through and then seeing my garage door open. I was like, what's going on? And then I go in and I see Sabrina not in her crib. And I'm like, just hysterical.
Baby's gone. Calls law enforcement, and law enforcement pretty quickly zeroes in on Steve and Marlene Eisenberg, thinking that they're the people responsible, which statistically tends to be the facts of whenever something happens to a child.
Kara interviewing the Eisenberg family nearly 30 years after their daughter's kidnapping.
There is a video right after Sabrina is missing. Steve and Marlene are walking to their car, and you see Steve most notably laughing. There was a lot of criticism around that. In 1997, there was not the wealth of knowledge that we have now about how to do these things in a trauma-informed way.
So what I hear you say is you bring to this work not just experience, but empathy.
For sure, yeah. I was very nervous multiple times sitting down with the Eisenbergs. These are people that the media has said, these people killed their daughter, right? And here I am, I'm going to go sit in their living room and talk to them.
Sabrina's parents were suspected by investigators and indicted on charges of conspiracy and making false statements. A federal judge later dismissed the case after a determination that investigators had misrepresented evidence from secretly recorded tapes. Steve and Marlene Eisenberg denied all accusations and have strongly maintained their innocence. Though many of the cases, like Sabrina's, Kara profiles remain unsolved, she's hopeful that re-interviewing families, members of law enforcement, and re-examining evidence may turn up new leads. Maybe it's because of your own story that there's a hopefulness in the midst of this darkness.
I don't consume true crime personally because I've lived it, I've worked it, right? And so I want to be part of something that anyone can watch. I want to do something that appeals to anyone, because ultimately the more palatable I am and this show is to the more people, the more possibility that families get answers. That's my goal.